Mercury transit in Gemini. Mercury transit in Gemini. Mercury, the planet signifying education, speech, and business, is going to transit in Gemini on June 6, 2025 at 9:15 am. Mercury will stay here till June 22. It is natural that Mercury will be considered to be in a strong position during its stay here. Mercury is considered to be the significator of intelligence. Because according to the belief, Mercury gives you intelligence and brings success in various matters. Mercury is considered to be the significator as an influence on the entire education. It has a special influence on primary education. Works like writing, reading, publication, speaking, understanding, marketing are considered to be of Mercury. Mercury transit in Gemini June 6, 2020. Profit in business. Mercury is considered to have special authority in matters like telecommunication, disputes, etc. Therefore, in all these matters, the strength of Mercury can give positive results. However, according to the horoscope of a particular negative position of Mercury will also give its results. That is, if Mercury is in a favorable position in someone's horoscope, is considered a planet giving auspicious effects, then this strength of Mercury will give them auspicious results. On the other hand, if Mercury is inauspicious effects for the person concerned, then the strength of Mercury can increase the inauspiciousness further. Mercury will remain in its zodiac sign from June 6, 2025 to June 22, 2025. This is a favorable thing, and at the same time Mercury will also unite with Jupiter, and management. Mercury will be in the company of Jupiter. Although in some cases the nature of these two planets is considered different, in general there are good chances of getting favorable results from this conjunction. Mercury can be very effective especially in matters of education and in getting benefits, due to the bitter relationship between Mercury and Jupiter in some cases. Some sudden fluctuations can also be seen in the markets. Still, the graph of positivity is expected to remain high. Therefore, people associated with business will not only need to work seriously and intelligently, there are also good chances of getting benefits. Let us know what effect the Mercury transit in Gemini will have on your zodiac sign. Mercury transit in Gemini, zodiac-wise impact and remedies. Aries. Mercury, being the lord of the 3rd and 6th houses in your. Generally, the transit of Mercury in the 3rd house is not considered to give good results. According to the Mercury transit in Gemini, the transit of Mercury in the 3rd house can cause disputes with siblings. Sometimes it can create fear in the mind. It can cause financial loss, but because Mercury is going to remain in its own sign and Mercury will remain in the company of Jupiter, who is the lord of your fortune house, under his supervision. Therefore, there should be no dispute with brothers and relatives. Still, it will be better if you remain cautious in these matters and gentle, then generally you will get favorable results. Your confidence will improve, short distance travels can be beneficial. Some new friends can also join you, or you will be able to make new friends during this time period. Remedy: feed grains to the birds. And 5th houses in your horoscope, and currently it is going to transit in your 2nd house. According to the rules of transit science, the transit of Mercury in the 2nd house is considered good. Moreover, Mercury is going in its own sign, due to which Mercury will generally want to benefit you, according to your convenience and budget. If you are a student, then your performance can be quite good during this time period. Especially in activities related to speaking, your performance can be quite good. Due to this Mercury transit in Gemini, you will also get opportunities to eat. Conversation, attachment with relatives will also increase. Other people will also be impressed by your eloquence. Remedy: avoid meat, alcohol, eggs, etc. Gemini. Mercury, besides being the lord of your ascendant or zodiac, is transit in your first house. Generally, the transit of Mercury in the first house is not considered to give good results, but Mercury, in its own sign, will be under the influence of Jupiter. Due to this reason, positive results can also be expected from Mercury. Mercury speaks unpleasant words or encourages others to speak. It is considered to be a gossiper, but due to being in its own sign, and above all, being under the influence of Jupiter, Mercury will not have the desire to promote such negativity. That is, you will be able to save yourself from such act cause financial loss during its transit in the first house, but due to awakening of wisdom and prudence, you will be able to maintain balance in financial matters by avoiding unnecessary expenditure. Apart from this, Mercury is said to spoil relations with relatives or disrespect each other, but due to the much that you will not do this. That is, despite this being a slightly risky transit, if you show wisdom, you will be able to get good results during this Mercury transit in Gemini. Remedy: it will be auspicious to recite Ganpati Atharvashir regularly. Cancer. Scope and Mercury's transit in Gemini will take place in your 12th house. Mercury's transit in the 12th house is not considered to give positive results, and the 12th house becoming strong is also a negative point, but the favorable thing will be that Mercury will remain under the influence of Jupiter. Hence, if you adopt, the negative results of Mercury can be mitigated. Otherwise, generally Mercury's transit in the 12th house causes unnecessary expenditure. It also causes loss of place. Due to the influence of Jupiter, this Mercury transit in Gemini can make you travel, etc. This transit of Mercury is said to cause troubles related to women, as well as physical and mental distress. There is a slight possibility of this, but being in the company of Jupiter, the factor of knowledge, if you practice meditation and yoga, and in case of trouble, seek the difficulties, or it is possible that the trouble may not even come to you. Although this transit of Mercury is said to be an obstacle to acquiring education, due to the conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter, students will also be able to achieve satisfactory results through continuous effort. Remedy: it will be Leo. Mercury is the lord of the second and profit house in your horoscope, and currently it is going to transit in your profit house. Transit of Mercury in the profit house is generally considered to give good results, and due to being in its own sign as well as being in the company of fifth lord Jupiter, you will do every task wisely. It is natural that work done in this way will increase your income. Especially if you are a businessman, then you can get good profit in business. Health will be good in general. You will get good support from brothers and friends. You will also get favor in love affairs, etc. In financial matters, this Mercury transit in Gemini will be considered to give auspicious results. Remedy: it will be auspicious to recite Ganesh Kalisa regularly. Virgo. In your horoscope, Mercury is the lord of your ascendant. Currently it is transiting in your 10th house. The transit of Mercury in the 10th house is considered to give favorable results on equality. Moreover, Mercury will remain in its own sign. The presence of the lord of the first house in its own sign in the 10th house is generally considered to bring good benefits in the field of work. Business will be able to complete their work in a proper manner and get good profits. This Mercury transit in Gemini will be considered favorable in social matters. Because this transit can help you in getting a higher position. You will be able to do better than your competitors. It can not only will also be helpful in getting fame and success. Remedy: it will be auspicious to donate milk and rice in the temple. Libra. Mercury is the lord of luck and 12th house in your horoscope, and currently Mercury will transit in Gemini in your luck house. Generally, Mercury transit in the 9th house. Because Mercury transit in the luck house is considered to cause loss of luck. Not only this, this Mercury transit in Gemini is also considered to cause obstacles. According to the transit science, Mercury transit in the 9th house causes loss of wealth in your case. There can be mainly two reasons for this. The first reason is that Mercury is the lord of your luck house, and the lord of the luck house going into the luck house will not cause weakness in these matters but will work to strengthen them. Apart from this, Mercury will be in the company of Jupiter, considered to be the factor of knowledge, the factor of religion. In such a situation, if you follow the right path, have good feelings towards yourself as well as others, then Mercury will not give you negative results but will support you in luck. Mercury will be helpful in removing obstacles in work, money on charity. Remedy: it will be auspicious to offer green grass to Lord Ganesha every day, otherwise on Wednesday. Scorpio. Mercury is the lord of the 8th and profit house in your horoscope, and currently it is transiting in your 8th house. Generally, but the transit of Mercury in the 8th house is considered to give good results. Moreover, Mercury will remain in its own sign, and being the lord of your profit house, it will remain in its own sign in the 8th house. Therefore, Mercury transit in Gemini can make you gain money unexpectedly. Apart from this, you can become strong in competitive work. By participating in social activities, you may get good social respect. You may also get a good position, but despite all this, it will be necessary to keep control over your speech. Because, although Jupiter, the lord of the 2nd house, will also cast its aspect on the 2nd house, along with this, the conjunction of Mercury, the factor of speech, and Jupiter will help in keeping control over your speech, but despite this, it will be necessary to constantly try to be pleasant, and you will generally get favorable results. Remedy: it will be auspicious to sit in meditation yoga posture and chant Om for at least 5 minutes or more. Sagittarius. Mercury is the lord of the 7th and 10th houses in your horoscope, and currently it is transiting in your 7th house. In the 7th house is not considered to give positive results. First of all, we will discuss the negative outcomes written in the transit science. After this, we will tell you whether you will get these results or not. The transit of Mercury in the 7th house is considered to cause disputes with women. It is considered to give negative results in matters related to government administration. It is considered to cause losses in travel and business, and sometimes it is also considered to cause worry, but in your case, you may not get such results, or you will get them in very small quantities. Still, if you are getting any negative response from the other side, then it will be wise to keep yourself calm. Because this effort of yours will be helpful in avoiding disputes, and the conjunction of Mercury-Jupiter will not increase the negativity related to it. On the other hand, if you do a little yoga exercise, because in the first part of the month, the Sun will be in the 6th house. Therefore, there will be no adversity in matters related to government administration, but after the middle of the month, you may need to be a little extra careful. That is, following rules and discipline in works related to government. Along with this, trade, business and travel done with caution will also prove to be beneficial. Remedy: not taking risks in financial and business matters will work as a solution. Capricorn. Mercury is the lord of the 6th and fortune house in your horoscope, and currently house. Transit of Mercury in the 6th house is generally considered to give favorable results. In such a situation, Mercury being in the 6th house in its own sign can give very good results. This Mercury transit in Gemini will try to give you favorable outcomes in financial matters. With the 12th Lord Jupiter, it is possible that the expenses will be for meaningful things, not useless. Not only Mercury but Jupiter will also have an influence on your 2nd house, due to which you will want to spend on useful things only. Health should be good in general. Your performance in of Mercury can also work to increase your honor and respect. If your work is related to writing, or you are a person associated with art or literature, then you can create a masterpiece during this time period, or your work can get fame. Remedy: it will be auspicious to worship a little girl on any Wednesday and take her. Mercury, being the lord of the 5th and 8th house in your horoscope, is transiting in your 5th house. Generally, the transit of Mercury in the 5th house is not considered favorable. According to the transit science, the transit of Mercury in the 5th house disturbs the mind. Due to the conjunction of Jupiter, the thoughts that come will be right, meaningful and appropriate. Due to this, there may be no feeling of unrest in the mind. The transit of Mercury in the 5th house is said to give some problems in matters related to children, but with the grace of Jupiter, the problems will. Transit of Mercury in the 5th house causes failure in plans, but due to the association of an experienced planet like Jupiter, the plans will generally give meaningful results, and due to the attainment of profit, financial worries will also go away. That is, whatever negativity is generally received by the transit of sign and being in the association of Jupiter, that negativity will calm down, and in most of the cases, satisfactory results will be obtained. Remedy: it will auspicious to feed green fodder to the cow. Pisces. Mercury is the lord of the 4th and 7th houses in your transit of Mercury in the 4th house is generally considered to give favorable results. In such a situation, when Mercury is in its own sign and is in the company of Jupiter, the lord of your ascendant or sign, then Mercury will want to give favorable results as much as possible. This Mercuryness of the family. Problems related to mother will be resolved, and favorableness will be seen in matters related to mother. Favorable results can also be obtained in matters related to property. Apart from domestic peace and happiness, this transit of Mercury can also play an important role in establishing. In general, you can expect favorable results from this transit of Mercury. Especially in the first part of the month, when the Sun's influence will not be on the 4th house, then there will be more favorableness in matters related to domestic life. After the middle of the month, the presence of the Sun this will be considered as interference of the Sun and not Mercury. That is, in general, you can expect favorable results for yourself from this transit of Mercury. Remedy: as a remedy, worshipping Lord